Hello everyone, thank you for your interest in my lecture. I am Love Chatterjee and she's serving as an assistant professor in Mariam Admiral Women's College of Science and Technology, Kotai, Assam. I am thankful to the organizers for having me in this extravagant international webinar IWCRA NHA 2020 and create an open window of possibilities lying in the nanoscale. I am going to present my recent work on plasmonic sensitivity to exploit the opportunity of dissemination of the binational collaborative project. The observable of this project is self-explanatory from the title of the presentation itself. How does plasmonic sensitivity depend on the morphology of nanostructures which fall in the line of biological applications of nanomaterials, and thereby follows an crucial aspect of this webinar. So, to begin with a brief overview on the nanoparticles, nanomaterials, we must go through the basic properties that separate their features from the bulk. The most important thing is their size dependence on and their scalable response with respect to their size and shape and their overall morphology. The thing is, the scalable results are coming out from their three basic properties, that is quantum confinement effect, large surface to volume ratio compared to the bulk, and the localized surface plasmon resonance. Our present topic has mostly exploited the localized surface plasmon resonance, but the surface to volume ratio would take a potential part later. So, LSPR is coherent oscillation of surface electrons with the incident electromagnetic field. It is represented through the animation where the periodic motions of electrons give rise to a plane wave, which can be considered as a surface problem. But due to the presence of surface defect or unsatisfied vacancies, the surface electrons often trap on the material surfaces and behave like a particle in a box. And we can see a huge response in the UV reaching UV spectra, a deep sharp band which is not located in case of their bulk properties. Okay, so we can use the sharp LSPR band as an optical probe to sense things, which is non-destructive and non-invasive procedure and often termed as plasmonic sensing. Okay, so these are some lucrative applications which are charted here, and we are focusing mostly on the biosensing part. And to employ the diverse shapes of nanoparticles to interact and model the dielectric field using standard mixing rules to simulate extinction and polarization, which is actually the indirect procedure to investigate the shape effect. Okay, so we will experimentally irradiate the incoming radiation, and through simulation we can match the extinction and polarization which is found in experimental procedure through the going backward to establish the role of their size, shape and orientation. So, historically, Plato was the first pioneer of the idea of the shape of the materials can be an identifier of its properties. In nanoscience, we adopted the idea, and the art of the synthesis of shape-controlled nanoparticles are termed as platonics. In the present time, almost 30 million people have been suffered with the irregular release of dopamine, leading to several neurodegenerative diseases. So, we prone to sense L-DOPA, which is a potential molecule. A couple of Nobel Prize has been awarded regarding this molecule, and a prodrug of dopamine. And we have employed the sensing protocol with respect to their concentration in micromolar regime, okay, which is far more little amount present in human blood. So, to do this, we have prepared different shapes of nanoparticles, and the TEM images show the nano shapes which we have considered for plasmonic sensing and their plasmonic signatures, which shifts with the change in the refractive index in the medium, resulting in the plasmonic shifts. Okay, the corresponding small plots, surface plots, show their electromagnetic confinement in the sharper regions. Okay, so now we have come to the challenging part to designate the dielectric shift with L-DOPA concentration, as there is not an universal rule to present to solve the change in the dielectric change and the change in refractive index analytically, and we don't have any kind of measuring instrument present in the whole earth due to the compromised implementation technique at that level. So we have designed a protocol shown here in the right hand side. The gray lines represents the causal shift, okay, and the blue lines actually represents the causal shift, and the gray line represents the computational techniques we have adopted. So ion sink solution, whenever the presence of ion sink solution, they cause two kinds of change in the solution, which is the change in polarization, and therefore thereby the change in concentration leads to the change in refractive index, which brings about change in LSPR. And in other words, they change the effective density of ions around nanoparticles, which could be termed as an effect of the shape for the nanoparticles. Okay, so in the simulation, we simulated each of the nanoshapes against arbitrary shift in the refractive indices. Then, in the next step, we have projected the experimental shift in plasmon peaks so that we could have an effective refractive index experienced by each nanoshape. The projection is shown here in the right panel, and the left panel shows the projection of a sphere in larger scale, okay, and shows the linearity which we have found out in the overall analysis. So now, having the effective refractive index using Maxwell-Garnett and the Lorentz model, we counted the effective concentration of L-DOPA corresponding to each of the concentration of experimental concentration for each shape. The effective concentration, by the meaning of the effective concentration, is that due to the heterogeneous system, presence of heterogeneous moieties in the overall solution, overall dispersion, the concentration of L-DOPA will be mostly converged towards the surface of the nanoparticle. So essentially, the concentration of the L-DOPA molecule will not be the same which was employed earlier in case of micromolar regime. So around the nanoparticles, the concentration will be much higher, and that was scaled through Maxwell-Garnett equation and Lorentz solution in this case. And we have taken the count of the concentration and effective concentration for each shape, and we have found out the local density of particles from the effective concentration. Okay. Then the tricky part is right this point, the major question has to be answered, that what is the cause of difference in the associated local density? Is it the morphology, or is it the volume, or is it the surface area? Because there is a long time speculation regarding which is the most contributing factor for any kind of nanosensing. Is it the area, surface area, or is it the scatter volume? It is the volume of the nanoparticle which is the most contributing factors. And also the local field, local electromagnetic field, which is actually more capable to drive the nanosensing to most fruitful way. So to understand the phenomena, we modeled it with superellipsoidal topological equations. Okay, in this equation, M, L, and Q can be modified so that we can have our desired shape And to formulate this analytical equation, by formulating this analytical equation, we can have a lot of calculations on it. So this is the above mesh shows the topology of the desired shape, which we have already prepared and we have computationally regenerated. Okay, and we have measured the surface to volume ratio and increase in local curvature, which indeed shows the opposing tendency. And by correlating these two factors with experimental sensing profiles, we have shown that the local field enhancement is the most contributing factor. Okay, where the contributing log of Cmax, Cmax means the maximum curvature, shows the proficient increase with the sensitivity profile of nanoparticles. So, to obtain a more general attribution towards the surface effect, we have designed the analytical equation, we have designed the nanosheets, and we have calculated the localized surface plasmon resonance in each cases. But the general description of L-local absorption of the nanosheets, we consider the HLB tensor, the pressure tensor on each of the nanosheets, which is indeed the number of a measure of the number of dielectric molecule present on the nanosheets in each case, which has to be analyzed. Okay, we have devised a new software in this purpose, and we have calculated the S111, which is termed as the total symmetric component of the HLB tensor, which can easily be calculated with 1 minus S1212 has been shown in the formula. And with this, we found that S111 becomes a linear function of specific volume, that inverse of the local density is specific volume for the attached ligand. So, which states that if we can simply calculate the HLB tensor from a given nanoshape, we can easily predict the sensitivity from the linear response function which has been appeared here. So another important perspective is that in this case the shape becomes an intrinsic parameter, leading to a more general attribution towards plasmonic sensing. So the take-home message is the shape of the nanoparticle determines the nature of plasmonic sensing. The dielectric field on the number of neighboring molecules can be counted, and the amount of total density of molecules can be attributed through the HLB tensor for the respective shapes. So the exponential decrease in HLB tensor becomes linear function of local specific volumes of ligands around nanoparticles, and with the increase in local specific volumes of attached local molecule, the sensitivity increases, which forms the basics of plasmonic sensing. So I am thankful for my mentor, Dr. Sudip Kumar Ghosh, for his, and the collaborator, Professor Yamase from Fukuoka University, for the calculation and computational part, and thank you for your kind patience and